The Danish Army's decision to modernize its fleet of Leopard 2 tanks to the Leopard 2A7DK standard stands as a striking example of how a small nation can maximize its influence within NATO through precision choices rather than sheer numbers. With just 44 of these upgraded main battle tanks, Denmark does not aspire to field massive armored brigades like Germany or Poland, but instead positions itself as a highly reliable, well-integrated partner that embodies the Nordic approach to security: lean, technologically advanced, and strategically indispensable. The Leopard 2A7DK is not just a weapon of war. It is a symbol of Denmark's determination to remain relevant in the age of renewed great power confrontation. The Leopard 2A7DK itself represents a remarkable evolution from the earlier 2A5DK models that Denmark operated since the late 1990s. The modernization program, completed in September 2023, added state-of-the-art fire control systems, enhanced thermal imaging, improved modular armor, and refinements designed to make the tank more survivable in both conventional open warfare and the increasingly important urban environments of modern conflict. With its 120mm L55 smoothbore gun, digitalized battlefield management systems, and upgraded protection against improvised explosive devices and top attack threats, the Leopard 2A7DK stands at the cutting edge of European armored warfare capability. For Denmark, it ensures that even with limited numbers, its armored battalion can fight on equal terms with the best NATO has to offer. Yet the true significance of Denmark's Leopard fleet lies not in the tanks themselves, but in how they fit into the emerging architecture of Nordic and NATO defense. With Sweden now a NATO member and Finland already integrated, the entire northern flank of Europe has been reshaped. Denmark's Leopard 2A7DKs are stationed in Holstebro, but in a crisis, they would be rapidly deployable to Poland or the Baltic states, reinforcing NATO's eastern front. Combined with Swedish CV-90 infantry fighting vehicles, Norwegian and Finnish artillery, and the growing presence of F-35 aircraft across the region, the Leopard 2A7DKs become part of a joint Nordic steel curtain that presents Moscow with a formidable deterrent. The message is clear: small nations, when integrated effectively, can deny Russia easy access to the Baltic or opportunities to exploit perceived weakness. But no military system can remain at the forefront indefinitely. The Leopard 2 design, originally introduced in the 1970s, is already facing the technological pressures of a new era. Unmanned aerial vehicles, loitering munitions, and advanced top-attack anti-tank missiles are reshaping the battlefield. Russia's war in Ukraine has shown how even the most modern tanks are vulnerable without layered air defense, drone countermeasures, and integrated command networks. While the Leopard 2A7DK incorporates many improvements, its core architecture is still that of a Cold War machine, and NATO planners know that the future lies in the Main Ground Combat System, MGCS, a joint Franco-German effort to design a new generation of armored platforms expected to enter service after 2035. For Denmark, this poses a strategic choice. The Leopard 2A7DKs are expected to remain in service for at least the next decade, ensuring that the Danish army retains a credible armored fist. But beyond that horizon, Copenhagen must decide whether to invest in the MGCS program, align with German and French industrial ambitions, or continue extending the life of the Leopard platform with further upgrades. Joining MGCS would allow Denmark to place itself firmly within the European defense industrial core, ensuring access to cutting-edge technology and influence over future doctrine. Yet it would also require significant financial commitment and political will from a country whose defense budget, though rising, remains modest compared to the major NATO powers. Still, the Leopard 2A7DK fleet should be seen less as a dead end and more as a bridge. It allows Denmark to project credible armored power for the next 10 to 15 years, while buying time to assess whether MGCS will truly deliver on its promises. In the meantime, Danish Leopards will train alongside American Abrams, German Leopards, Polish heavy armor, and Swedish mechanized forces, weaving Denmark into the fabric of NATO's deterrence posture. The tanks thus function as both a shield against immediate threats and a stepping stone toward a future in which Europe's armored forces may look radically different. There is also a political dimension to this debate. For Denmark, operating Leopard 2A7DKs is not only about military capability, but also about demonstrating solidarity within NATO. In an age where the alliance is under constant test from Russian pressure and global instability, being able to deploy a modern armored battalion signals that Denmark is not merely a free rider under the NATO umbrella, but a contributor of real, tangible combat power. This political symbolism enhances Denmark's voice in Brussels and strengthens its ability to influence broader alliance policy. Ultimately, the Leopard 2A7DK represents both a pinnacle and a transition point. It is arguably one of the finest tanks in the world today, giving Denmark confidence that its armored forces can fight and survive in high-intensity combat. But it is also a temporary solution, a platform that must eventually yield to the demands of a new technological era. Whether Denmark chooses to double down on the Leopard family or invest in the MGCS will say much about how the country envisions its place in European security in the decades to come. What is certain is that the Danish Army's Leopard 2A7DK fleet, though small, will remain at the very center of Nordic defense planning. In concert with the Gripen and F-35 jets in the skies, the Archer howitzers and HIMARS launchers on the ground, and the A-26 submarines beneath the Baltic, these tanks form a vital piece of the northern puzzle that NATO is assembling. For now, they are Denmark's shield of steel, a statement of intent, and a bridge to the armored future of Europe. If you believe in the importance of following these transformations and want to support deeper analysis of how small nations like Denmark carve their role in great power rivalry, we invite you to support our channel. Your engagement ensures that we can continue to deliver thoughtful military commentary and explore the future of security in our changing world.